everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and for today's video I'm coming at you with a book review, my first book review ever for my favorite book of the year so far. So this is my first book review, as I just said, and I'm very nervous. I have a few notes on my laptop so that I can talk about it and remember my thoughts because it's been a few weeks since I read this. But as you can clearly tell, I loved this. It was so good. The book I'm reviewing is A Curse So Dark and Lonely. You can see that from the thumbnail and the title. It's fine. I'm really excited, but I also have a few disclaimers before we start this video. So, as I stated, this is my first book review, so if I screw something up, let me know down in the comments below. If this is not good, tell me how it can be better in the comments below, because I would love to do book reviews. I feel like I'm not good at getting my thoughts out there, so I'm really gonna try to do this properly, but let me know if there are ways that I can fix it, and just please be kind about it. I'm really excited to do this video and I really want to do more, but I won't if you don't like it and if it sucks. So seriously, tell me if it sucks in the kindest way possible. Alright, so A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Brigid Kemmerer. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I'm going to be talking about it in non-spoilers and then a lot of spoilers. So if you haven't read this yet, please do yourself a favor and read it. I'm going to give you some reasons why, and then we're going to talk a little bit more in depth and do more of a book talk section of the video for this book because it deserves it. It's freaking amazing. So let's get started. A Curse So Dark and Lonely is a Beauty and the Beast retelling by Brigid Kemmerer. And it's very unique because the female protagonist has cerebral palsy, which is not something I've ever seen in a book before, especially a fantasy book. I would say that this is kind of lower fantasy, in my opinion. Maybe it's high fantasy, but it's very easy to read if you are new to the fantasy genre. So it takes place where Harper, the main character, is ripped from Washington, D.C., where she lives, and taken to Emberfall, where Ren, the prince, the beast, lives in this castle, and there is a curse. I don't want to talk tons about the curse because it's kind of spoilery and you find out more throughout the book, so I want to kind of leave that as vague as possible. But there is a curse where he turns into a beast. It's Beauty and the Beast, so that shouldn't come as a surprise or a spoiler to you. So yeah, Harper is ripped away from Washington, D.C. to be with this prince, who she's not sure if she likes right away, because he ripped her away from her home, and she's not very excited about that. Can you blame her? There is another male character in here that it could kind of be seen as a love triangle. I can see how you wouldn't see it that way because there's nothing that outright says it is. There is a very slow burn romance in here and it's not super heavy. So if you're into that, I think you're going to be into this. And what I realized after finishing this book is that it's a very slow story, but it doesn't feel that way at all. Because when I finished the book, I realized we really got to live with those characters and take our time with it, but I loved it, and I'm generally a pretty plot-based reader, but it still felt like there were things happening all the time, and there were so many twists and turns, and I felt like I predicted a lot of them, but I also didn't, and I loved it. It was incredible. So when I say that it's a slow story, I don't mean that it takes a really long time to get into or that you're going to be dredging your feet all the way through it, because it doesn't feel that way. It's just that once you look at the book as a whole, you're like, oh, not a ton happened, even though it takes place over a month and a half, 3 months or so. I think it's 3 months. But still a ton feels like it's happening at the time that you're reading this. And maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but still loved it. Something else that I wanted to talk about was how incredibly funny it is. I absolutely loved these characters and did not want anything bad to happen to them. They mean so much to me. Like, I have chills just thinking about it right now. They mean seriously so much to me. I love Harper. I love Ren. I love Gray. They are all so incredible. They're so funny, and I am shocked that I loved them so much. This book, to me, kind of reminded me of A Court of Thorns and Roses 2.0. Like, if A Court of Thorns and Roses got an upgrade. I think I said that in my wrap-up or in a reading vlog as well. And that's not shade to A Court of Thorns and Roses, because I still really loved that book. But this, like, had some parallels. But in way, like, if I could change certain things about that book, this is how I would change them. And I loved it. It was so good. So good. It was so good. You need to read it. But I loved the characters. I loved their personalities. I loved their sense of humor. I loved their arcs, their character arcs. And I love their names. That's a really superficial thing. But, like, Brigid Kemmerer comes up with the best names. Like, some of my names that I want to name my children are in her books. And it's, I don't know, I loved it. I loved it. So, please go read it. If you have not read this book yet, click off the screen, come back when you have. Even if it takes a while, we will be waiting for you so that we can discuss this. But now we're going to talk in spoilers, and I don't want to ruin anything for you, so go. I'll wait. You should be gone now. We're going to talk in spoilers. All right, I'm just going to go through the notes that I have written down on my laptop. So the first one I already talked about. I love the character names. They're just so good. I love Harper. I love Ren. I love Gray. They're so good. It's such a superficial thing, but I love it. The next thing that I have written down in my notes, I was writing these notes down as I was reading the book, and it says top of page 30, and the very top of page 30 says, I will fail again, and that, like, just pulled at my heartstrings, because I was like, no, you have no faith in yourself. You are so desperate, and you still, like, you're giving up so soon. And yeah, she might not love you right now, but, like, you can't go into this with such negative, like, a negative approach to it. You just, like, you can't. And so, like, that really broke my heart when he said that. It's coming from Ren's point of view. Something that I touched on in the non-spoiler section was how funny this book was. I loved it. I have so many purple tabs, and I don't know if I've ever, like, literally laughed out loud so much in one book before. It was so funny. Like, I'm gonna read a couple of samples. The first purple tab that I have is, oh, it's right after Harper had, oh no, that's not the first purple tab that I have. It's the second one, but I'm still gonna talk about it. It's right after Harper had gone, like, Harper had gone to help those people who were, she was trying to run away, and she saw these people that were, like, we're about to get killed, and Ren and Gray come and they have her back, and they, like, take care of the soldiers or whatever. And this coming from Ren's point of view, and he says, what would you have done, I asked quietly, if we had not arrived? And Harper said, did you see their swords? She says against my back, I'm pretty sure I would have died. And it's not funny, because she probably would have died, but it's just, it's my sense of humor. Like, that is something that I would say if I was in this situation. A lot of the things that Harper says that are witty and sarcastic are very much things that I would say. Like, did you see their swords? I probably would have died. That's probably what would have happened. Because I have such, like, ill-timed humor, I don't know. I just loved that. So that was one of them. I also absolutely loved Gray and how sassy he was, because I feel like we don't really see very many sassy male characters in YA, and, like, I loved it. So Gray and Ren are having a conversation, and it's when Gray is trying to recruit a lieutenant into, like, the guard that they're creating, and he's like requesting that Jameson, the guy with one arm, come and be part of this army. And he said, what was your rank? Lieutenant. Can you still hold a sword? I can do more than hold one. Gray nods. When you return at sundown, come find me. Yes, sir. Jameson hesitates, then says, why? Because I have need for a lieutenant. The man starts to laugh, but Gray's expression hasn't changed, and he quickly sobers. Yes, sir. He offers another salute, then climbs onto his wagon and urges his horses forward. Once he's out of earshot, Wren says, Commander, that man is missing an arm. Duly noted. Gray picks up his sword from his belt, from the marble steps, and buckles it into place. And I just love that he was like, yeah, I got it. I saw him. I know he only has one arm. What's your point? Because, like, the relationship that Wren and Gray has, or the relationship that Wren and Ray have is very much like Wren is in charge and Gray is his commander, which obviously because Wren is the prince and Gray is the commander, except maybe not if we get to the end of the book. What? What? Still kind of trying to calm down for that. Anyway, because of that hierarchy, like, it makes sense, but because, like, Gray was like, yeah, okay, got it, thank you. As if I didn't see him. Like, I loved it. Gray is definitely my favorite character in this. Like, I love Harper, and she's, like, a close second. Wren is my least favorite character, but, like, I'm not gonna lie, my ship is definitely Gray and Harper. Like, I want them to be together and not Wren and Harper, which is so weird because I'm not normally one where, like, I'm against the ship that's in the book. I'm always almost the one that, like, whatever romance is put in front of me, like, I'm good with, I'm on board. But not in this one, and that's so weird to me, but, like, Gray and Harper in the next book, please. Please, I need it. I feel like they have so much more chemistry than Wren and Harper, and, like, I was really concerned that, like, a quarter of the way through the book, they were just, like, Brigid Kemmerer was just going to force Harper and Wren together, and I mean, their chemistry still feels a little bit forced, but it's not completely developed, and I feel like maybe there's a chance for them to be together in the next book, meaning Gray and Harper, but there's also a chance for, like, the love to blossom further in the second book between Wren and Harper, and so, like, I'm good with either way, because I don't know what the second book holds. But right now, I really want Gray and Harper to be together. Something that I absolutely loved about this was, yes, Harper has cerebral palsy, but she does not for 1 minute, like, let that hinder her. However, with that being said, she also knows where her limits are and when to stop. Because something that seriously frustrates me so much is when the author tries so hard to make this strong female lead and they want them to be super, super strong and they outdo themselves and, like, it's something that they can't do. Harper is very strong and that's something that I really admire, but she knows when she gets tired and when she has to take a break, which I find is something that's even stronger because it's hard for me to, like, say no to people or to, like, tell myself, okay, I need to take a break. I think it's really admirable that Harper can say, no, I need to take a break. My leg hurts right now. I know that my body is telling me that I can't do this right now. I might be able to work my way up to it, but I'm not there yet and I need to take a break. And that is something that I seriously loved about this because it was so real. Because another thing that bothers me kind of goes with that is, like, when the main protagonist is like, oh my gosh, I can do this, and they can, but they shouldn't be able to. Like, it's not something that they should physically be able to do. When Harper's leg hurts, her leg hurts. She acknowledges it. She sits down. She takes a break. That's it. When she's ready to do it again, she will try again and push herself farther, but not so much that it's, like, unrealistic. Something I seriously loved, and I applaud Brigid Kemmerer for making it so authentic. Okay, so at the bottom of page 230, I have that marked down in my notes, and it says, I grit my teeth. Gray, release me. He lets go but does not leave my side. Lilith's eyebrows go up. Impressive. Commander Gray will not even listen to me. I see you have brought him to heel. Her voice makes me want to flinch. I refuse to give her the satisfaction. He's not a dog. I don't know why that line means so much to me, but like so many times you see, like you can even see it in Throne of Glass where Dorian pulls rank all the time on Kale, and he's like, okay, I'm in charge of you, I'm the crown prince, you are commander, you follow my rules, and like almost take ownership of the commanders. But Harper was like, okay, like he listens to me, but like he's not a dog, like he can still do what he wants. Harper was like, no, he's not a dog, you don't, no. Another really funny scene to me that I marked down in my notes and in my annotations is on page 242, and Ren is talking to Harper and he says, yes, I pause, you are not angry about what Lilith has done? And she says, I'm furious, but not about my face. And Ren says, then what? And she said, and then it goes, her voice feels with steel. I'm mad I missed, because she's so mad that she missed Lilith, and that is just, again, like, my humor, like, yeah, like, my face hurts, but, like, I missed, that sucks, like, you kidding me? That's what makes me mad, not the fact that, like, my face hurts right now. My face wouldn't hurt right now if I didn't miss. And I just loved it. I laughed so hard, because I know she's being dead serious, but, like, it was also funny and I loved it. From pages 243 to 246, I have marked down that it goes from funny to sad to funny again, but it didn't feel choppy. It felt really natural, like the way that a conversation goes. Like sometimes you have like a really sad moment in the middle of like a really lighthearted conversation. And I just loved it, because you need those like serious moments, but you also need to be able to laugh at things that have happened that you have no control over. And like, I loved it a lot. And then on page 245, I have a quote marked that I really, really loved, and it says, it is not the moment of passing that is most important. It is all the moments that come before. And I have written down, whoa, because like, I've never thought about it that way before, and that is just such a cool quote that I wanted to highlight and remember and like write on my walls or something. Like, I loved it so much, and that one is one that is going to stick with me for a while. It's such a unique perspective, and that's another thing that I really loved about her books, is there aren't tons of quotes in here that I like really, really loved, because most of it is like dialogue and things that are happening, which is fine, but like the things that are in there, it's just like they mean so much to me, and they almost like help make the book for me. There are a lot of things that make this book for me, like the characters and the humor and all of it, but like I loved this book so much. On page 250 in my notes, I have written down, do they love each other or do they love Ren, or both? What is going on? Because I think it's around the part where Gray and Harper are like interacting, and I didn't know if they liked each other or if they were both in love with Ren, or if they both loved Ren and each other. Like, I just think it's such an interesting dynamic that the three of them have, and it's like actually maybe a love triangle, and it's just like shocking to me that a love triangle is actually connected, but it might not be. Like, I loved the chemistry that all of these characters had. It seemed so organic. I loved this book. I hope that you guys enjoyed this review and this like book talk where I just talked about it. Before I go, I want to talk about the ending really quick. And that's all I have to say about it, because I don't have any words. What happened there? I read the last sentence when I was trying to look at how many pages this book was, and it was an accident. I read the last sentence and went, whoa, 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 he had better not die. Because I thought for a second that he really did die, but it's okay, he didn't. Obviously, you know that if you've read this book. I got so scared because I didn't know what I was gonna do if he died. Like, I was very tempted to like put the book down and not ever pick it up again because I didn't want him to die. But I'm so intrigued for the next book. Something else that I want to touch on is this title could not more perfectly fit this book. And that scares me for the next book, because the next book is A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I'm not gonna be okay after that. So yeah, that's my book review / book talk. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know. Talk about the book with me in the comments below. If you have read it and you're gonna leave a spoilery comment, do the thing where it's like spoiler and then space down so that your comment kind of disappears and I have to click read more. And I will definitely talk about it with you in the comments because I cannot talk about this book enough. I don't know anyone personally who has read it and it's killing me inside. So like, I need to talk about it with someone, so please give me someone to talk about it with. I'm going stir crazy. I've been wanting to film this review for a while. Let me know if it's a good one. Let me know if you want more. I have a couple more books that I'd really like to review, but let me know if I should just stick to the basic booktube videos and not review any books. But yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I want to also touch on all of the love that I've been receiving on my channel lately. It means so much to me. You guys have been commenting more, and I cannot tell you how much that makes my day. And the fact that I've gained quite a few subscribers this month also means so much to me. It may not seem like a lot to you, and like it's not that many. It's not. But it means a lot to me that you guys are like subscribing and talking to me. Like it means way, way, way more than you know. So I just wanted to thank you because I do notice it. I notice it a lot. And it makes my day because it means so much to me that you guys are enjoying it and that I'm doing something right because my life is crazy right now and sometimes it feels like I have nothing and you guys give me something. So that was really sappy and I wasn't expecting to talk about that in this video, but seriously, thank you so much. As I said, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and I really hope to see you all in my next one. Bye guys!